There are 5 types of citizenship available here in the United States. They are as follows. American State National. An American State National is either a naturally born on the land and soil of an American state, such as Wisconsin or Georgia, after being naturalized as a United States citizen, is a foreign-born man or woman who voluntarily accepts and publishes their adoption of a specific American state as their permanent home and domicile. A state national is not acting as a citizen of any government and owes no obligations to government beyond keeping the peace and reporting crimes. As a completely unincorporated person, a state national is sovereign and private and generally immune from prosecution until and unless they take some action that causes actual physical harm to somebody else or someone else's property, whereupon they are subject to the common law of the county and state where they live or where the alleged crime may have been committed. A state national can be arrested for cause by peacekeeping officials, but is not generally subject to private courts or to arrest by private law enforcement officers. By definition, a state national is not a civilian and is an internationally protected person and is owed the law of peace. A state national may be elected to public office, whereupon they become subject to the oath or affirmation of the office for the duration of their term in office. State nationals are the people of the state, of each state, and populate the national soil jurisdiction, otherwise known as the American public. Type 2, state citizens. State citizens are nationals who undertake the obligations of self-governance in behalf of the state of the union where they live. They occupy basic offices of the state government, most commonly volunteering to act as jurors to serve the jury pools of both the grand and trial juries of their state and county courts. Both state nationals and state citizens can take part in public elections and may serve as electors. If deputized or elected to office, state nationals assume state citizenship for the duration of their service. State citizens occupy state and county public offices, acting as state justices, local justices of the peace, sheriffs, peacekeeping deputies, coroners, recorders, and other public offices, either paid or unpaid. Members of the state militia are all state citizens while actively engaged in militia activities. A state citizen cannot adopt any other form of citizenship while serving as a state citizen. All state assembly officers and elected delegates of the state assemblies and the state citizens are state citizens, rather. State citizens are the people of their state and the parties enabled to enforce the constitutions directly and indirectly through their state's membership in the Federation of States known as the United States of America and the Union known as the United States, also known as American public officers. We also have federal United States citizen. Federal citizens, true federal citizens, are called United States citizens, and they are considered, while employed by the federal government, to be dual citizens of the state and work directly for and are commissioned by the United States of America, the unincorporated Federation of States, in control of the international land jurisdiction of this country and the non-delegated powers owed to the states in the international jurisdiction of the sea. Amendment 10. Federal marshals, now called continental marshals, are civilian peacekeeping officers who work within multi-state federal postal district service areas. Federal postal district courts are also staffed by United States citizens. They are all Federation employees, and they enforce the constitutions and the United States statutes at large and public laws as published on the congressional record. Postmasters are another example of land jurisdiction United States citizens. The members of the Coast Guard and Border Patrols are also technically United States citizens. An American federal subcontractor. We've also got territorial United States citizen. Well, they are also called United States citizens to distinguish them between United States citizens and U.S. citizens. Territorial citizens are now commonly dual citizens of the British Commonwealth and the municipal United States, though they may opt to claim citizenship from another country entirely. They work out of the District of Columbia, located in the United States, by the way, to enforce U.S. statutes that are published on the Federal Register and to perform military and quasi-military and military support duties. The U.S. Marshals are private law enforcement officers hired to police the delegated portions of our international or interstate jurisdiction. Postmasters are U.S. citizens, as are members of the U.S. military services and their dependents. These work for the British territorial United States government, doing business as, quote, the United States of America Incorporated, and they exercise some of our delegated powers, especially within the international jurisdiction of the sea, quote, of commerce. While in this status, Americans are not party to the constitutions, have no constitutional guarantees. Shysters like to pretend that we are voluntarily adopting this political status in order to better evade their own constitutional duties and guarantees owed to us, British federal subcontractors. Finally, we've got municipal citizen of the United States. They're also known as citizens of the United States and also as U.S. citizens, and include the members of the Federal Civil Service, offices or officers of the actual municipal corporation and its franchises and subcontractors, which include the so-called federal agencies. These are all employees or dependents of the oligarchic, papist, municipal government of Washington, D.C., and the District of Columbia, and its state-of-state subsidiaries. And they basically work to enforce global commercial law and, quote, federal regulations. They are dual citizens of the territorial United States and the District of Columbia, located within the United States, and insular states, and the, quote, United States, which is meant to be an instrumentality and doing business, quote, as name of Union of States, but has been usurped and operated under the United States Congress as an instrumentality, doing business, quote, as name of the municipality of Washington, District of Columbia, and its congressional oligarchy. This is all allowed at Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Shysters like to pretend that we are voluntarily adopting this political status as well in order to evade their duties owed to us under the constitutions and to promote various crimes against our assets and persons. Papist federal subcontractors. That's 5.